Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome back to the AFI project. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best boxing movie ever made, and it's not even a contest. Rocky. This was directed by John G. Avildsen, and it stars Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, and Carl Weathers, among others. And similar to Jaws, we all know what this movie is, we know who stars in it, we know what it's all about. It's one of the most beloved movies ever made. It was the highest grossing movie of 1976. It made just over $200 million on a $1 million budget. And it was the best picture at the Oscar winner of 1976. But even bigger than all of those, this movie launched the career of Sylvester Stallone. That's still going to this very day. And, well, we all know what this movie is about, but in case you don't, Rocky tells the story of a man named Rocky Balboa, played by Stallone. By day, he's basically an enforcer for a very cruel loan shark, but at night, he fights as a freelance boxer. And despite the fact that he works in two very barbaric professions, he is the type of person who you would always want to speak with. He's nice to everyone, and he just is generally a cool person. He's the type of person, like I said, that you would want to know in real life. But through a series of very fortunate events, Rocky ends up facing the heavyweight champion of the world in a title match. He's Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers. Creed's original opponent had fallen with an injury, and so Creed, at the height of his arrogance, he was undefeated, basically says, just find some schlub for me to beat up. And Balboa's name was drawn. I have a bit of a conspiracy theory when it comes to the Rocky movies, in that I believe the Rocky movies and Sylvester Stallone's career mirror each other very closely. I think that Rocky Balboa is Sylvester Stallone turned up to 20. Think about it. When it comes to Sylvester Stallone and the character Rocky Balboa, nobody expected him to go further than like a certain ceiling. There was a glass ceiling, and both people broke through those glass ceilings to great success. In Rocky 2, there was talk of him maybe saying, okay, that was nice, but I don't think I can replicate it. And not only do they replicate it, but it's arguably better than what they started with. Rocky 3 is Stallone either near or at the height of his powers. Just a little, starting to lose the plot a little with the Clubber Lang part, but other than that, still riding high. Rocky 4, still things are going good, but it's starting to become a bit of a parody of oneself. And then Rocky 5 is where the bottom falls out and everything returns to where everything started. With Rocky 6 being a very nice send-off, and the Creed movies representing passing the torch on to someone else who is different but similar enough to the series where it feels like it fits in with the rest of the series. Again, I may be way off base with that, but the similarities between Rocky's character arc and Sylvester Stallone's career are just too fun not to speculate about. I hadn't seen Rocky in a very long time, so when I saw it to prepare for this video, I was blown away at how good this was. I thought it was going to be like, oh man, this is not going to hold up. But no, not only does it hold up, but it's still just amazing. This movie, in many ways, is an anomaly. It shouldn't have been as good as it was, and by all accounts, could not have been as good as it was, and yet somehow, it's as good as they say, if not better. And that really falls at the feet of Sylvester Stallone, both as an actor and as a writer. People like to make fun of him because, he talks like this, Adrian. I've even made fun of him at some times, but I can't deny, the man has talent. The movie does a great job of showing that Rocky is a very humble man. When he hears of the fight, he doesn't take it to be like, all right, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. Like, no. He takes it because he's going to be paid 6 figures, win or lose. And he knows is like, that's like my retirement. Like, yes, I'll take that. I don't care if I lose. There's even talk of Balboa retiring after the fight in Rocky 1. So the theme of retirement carries throughout the entire series. But I feel like I've talked about Stallone enough, so let's talk about the rest of the cast, because, well, it's stellar. Carl Weathers was the perfect choice for Apollo Creed. He's just arrogant enough to where you kind of don't like him, but at the same time, he's got a lot of charisma, so you're like, okay, if you were a nicer person, I would like you. In my research, I found that Apollo Creed was based rather loosely on Muhammad Ali. I've seen a lot of Muhammad Ali footage, and yeah, the comparisons are definitely there. To the point where, at the 1977 Oscars, Ali and Stallone actually had, like, a meeting on the Oscar stage. It's legit one of my favorite Oscar moments ever. There's also Mick, played brilliantly by Burgess Meredith. Up until that point, he had primarily been known for his television work as the Penguin in the 1966 Batman TV show, and as many recurring characters in The Twilight Zone. But everybody, absolutely everybody, remembers him as Mick. He has so many great one-liners throughout all of these movies. But my favorite isn't even in this one, it's in Rocky 2. You're gonna eat lightning and crap thunder. At first, he doesn't want to train Rocky because he sees him as, well, as a word that's described as a homeless person, but the term escapes me. But by the end, the two have a great relationship, and it's very nice. And through all of that, Rocky finds love in the form of Adrian, played brilliantly by Talia Shire. At the beginning of the movie, she's a rather demure girl. Like, she's under the thumb of her brother Paulie, and, she's just very plain Jane. But by the end, the two have a very nice relationship with each other. It also helps that she's played by Talia Shire from the Godfather movies. But the biggest compliment that I could give to this movie is that it feels so humble. Rocky never strives to be like the next heavyweight champion. He just says, I don't care if I lose to Creed, I just want to go the distance, meaning go all 12 rounds. The movie does a good job of showing that Apollo Creed has pretty much knocked out everyone that he's been involved with. So if Rocky can hang with him, then Rocky will not be, just in his own words, another bum from the neighborhood. But even if you don't talk about the story, the visual aspects of this movie are just out of this world. For a movie with such a small budget, they made it feel like it was made for twice that much. This was one of the first movies to use the Steadicam, and yeah, the shots in this movie are just really good. Whether it's just quiet moments like Rocky and Adrian going around the skate rink, or Rocky doing the now iconic run to the Philadelphia Art Museum, call it whatever you like, it's all handled brilliantly. And honestly, I don't think I really need to go any further other than just to say, if you have not seen this movie, you need to, because it's brilliant. Coming up on its 45th anniversary, this movie is just as good now as it ever was. And it is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best boxing movie ever made, by a very comfortable margin. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Next time on the AFI Project, we're going way back in the timeline to the early 1920s to talk about yet another movie from Charlie Chaplin. It's The Gold Rush. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you will be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.